So this has been a while. We haven't done this in person
No.
in a long time.
Very long time. And it shows.
I mean, it does show because I should have came in Confidence Couture gear.
But you didn't.
But instead, I'm just wearing this muted green outfit.
Yeah.
You know, but we are in person.
Because the TDF tribe knows Confidence Couture is kind of what we wear now.
It should have been the uniform, but I feel like my shirt's a little snug. Like, and I like to wear my shirt small. My shirt is a little snug because you gave me an XL instead of double XL, and it's a little snug. So I felt a little uncomfortable wearing that on camera.
What shirt is this?
This is a double XL.
This is not a
you can look at it when we're done.
That is not a double XL.
This is definitely a 2XL.
Whatever.
Yes.
Whatever your truth is.
So anyway, welcome to the Monday session of the day, or Monday pre-recorded session of the Daily Fix. Should we be making announcements and all that good stuff, or should we just jump right in?
We should, because y'all need to buy y'all's tickets for January 13th, the TDF Gala, New Year's, and anniversary.
I'm going to be dressed very similar to this.
No, it's
so
semi-formal wear. So let's get our dresses together. Let's get our suits together. Okay.
I can't tell y'all the last time I wore a suit. I'm telling
Greg
you
and
now,
Mike
this
is going
was
to outdress you.
That's fine.
They're going to outdress you.
I prefer them brothers to do that. I don't think that I need to be that way at all. Yeah. So I'm happy with that.
He will be dressed.
Okay. So we know that you all will potentially either be traveling and or hosting and or getting with family that you possibly haven't spent a lot of time with in the last year.
Right.
And if you're in the Daily Fix, you're on a journey. And you've been on a journey maybe for the last year where your family may not have been on this same journey. Would that be accurate?
Yeah. I mean, the great thing about the Daily Fix is that our community is truly doing their work literally every day.
Every day.
But their loved ones may not be.
Yeah.
And so now you have to go home or have people come to your house. And when you've been growing and working on yourself, dysfunction becomes very apparent. You see it quickly.
Yeah.
And it's hard to ignore it.
So when it's these tips that we want to give, I think may support you all when you're around potential dysfunction, or you may feel it bubbling up in you.
Right.
Yeah.
And I always say, because some people will be doing great all year long, and then they have to have, family interactions with people that trigger them.
Correct.
And if you're not careful, the growth that you've been doing could be set back because you were unprepared for the trigger.
Yes.
Or you didn't make a plan going in. How am I going to deal with difficult conversations or difficult people or people that I know are going to push my buttons, right? So the more prepared you are for these interactions, the more successful you'll be. So you don't feel like I was set back because my mom said that thing or my dad did this and my sister, you'll go in fully prepared.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the tip. And guess what? She already alluded to the first one. The first one would be planning ahead. And a brief note that I've got on planning ahead.
Yes.
You need to understand and know who and what may be a potential area of stress.
Right.
Give us some thoughts.
So when people say, Brittany, you coming over? My first thing I say.
Who's there?
Who all going to be over there? Who all is going to be over there? Because now that lets me know how long I'm going to stay.
Yeah.
It lets me know who I'm going to interact with. Like, I know ahead of time. There's certain families that I'm like, I'm in and out.
Yeah.
Or I know that I'm going to go in and I'll have great conversations with certain people, and other people it's, hey, how you doing? All right.
So you give them the cold shoulder.
You know who they are. Listen. Now, the benefit of me, I've been like this for years. So my family is used to it. Depending on where you are in your growth journey, your change in behavior could trigger other family.
Oh, no. You're exactly right. I think people always say it's not that you change so much. People recognize your change and start acting differently around you.
Exactly.
So it makes you like, why you don't have to treat me any different. I'm just going through something, maybe a process that's benefiting me. You maybe should take that as a sign that I'm working on myself, not start treating me differently.
Yeah. And I think that sometimes And depending on the family, because we all have different family dynamics. Some families are more vocal.
Yeah.
Some just gonna talk about you behind your back. Some gonna wait till you leave.
Of course. Yeah.
So it just depends on the family dynamics. But I would say that be prepared for who all is gonna be there, so that you know ahead of time who can I anticipate I'm gonna have to interact with, and how do I want to interact with those people.
Great tip for number 1. All right, number 2, I've got realistic expectations. Only do what you're capable of doing, and be sure to not overcommit. Thoughts?
Stop saying yes.
We talk about that all the time.
Because you do it out of like really wanting to help, right?
Yes.
So when they say, "Can you make the mac and cheese?" or can so and so sleep over at your house? And we're gonna bring the kids. And now before you know it, your house is full of 20 people.
Straight up.
Ain't nobody helping do dishes.
And you may not even have space for 20. You may not even have space. People gonna be everywhere.
Because the truth is, and when I worked psych response, Thanksgiving is one of the highest admission rates.
Oh, without question.
Because people, like, literally, it's a time for family, right? It's a time for coming together. But people don't really anticipate how stressful it is to enjoy the holidays if you don't have boundaries. Because if you keep saying yes to stuff, y'all can stay here. I'll cook this. You are pushing yourself past your limits, and that never plays out well.
It never works
for
well.
anybody.
It never works well. So the holidays, while they're a joyous time, hopefully you get a chance to visit and be around people that you haven't been. Don't overcommit.
You will enjoy it better when you say no, right? There were a few holidays where my family, we decided we didn't cook at all. We went out to a restaurant.
That's smart.
Those were the best.
Hey, we used to do that.
The best, because now no one's stressed about cooking. No one's upset because their house is dirty and who's going to help clean up. And it was, we can go, we can eat, we can talk, we can laugh, and then we can leave.
Yep. And we don't have to leave together.
We
can go separate ways, and we had a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to know your limits and make sure that you're not overcommitting in the name of family.
Agreed.
Because family will have you stressed out.
Okay. Number three. This is a good one. Budget wisely. Oftentimes, financial stress is magnified during the holidays. If you have a budget and a plan, stick to it. Let me start with this one just a bit.
Oh, please.
Let me start with this one a bit.
Please do.
During the holidays, we feel stress and pressure from 3 places. And this is tips that I give people all the time. You need to avoid social media, because everybody on social media is going to be looking like they're having the greatest holiday ever.
Matching pajamas.
Anything you could think of. It looks like they spent $25,000 just for Thanksgiving. Chances are it's not realistic. You need to be thinking that's just their highlight. It's not their everyday life.
Right.
So keep that in mind. Number 2, avoid advertising. Social media has advertising, TV has advertising. All of those advertising is wanting you to do what? Spend your dollars. Try to avoid that completely. And third, if you do want to make an impulse purchase, you need to do like something that I would say, delay that gratification. Give yourself actual 48 hours before you make the actual purchase. Chances are within that moment, you won't even want to do it. Hand up. What's up?
But that defeats the purpose of Black Friday.
Who cares about Black Friday? If you got
what
a
about
budget,
Cyber Monday?
If you got a budget, do not break it for Black or Cyber, because those sales are not even real. They're not. You can find the same thing.
Amazon Prime.
It's not real. It's not real. Anytime someone tells me, but I saved $400 on a $500 purchase, which meant that you still spent $500. You didn't save anything. You spent the $500.
I hear what you're saying. Okay, I can hear the passion.
Don't do it.
In what you're saying.
Don't do it.
I'm just being realistic, because that's what everybody
I'm telling you now.
That's the American holiday.
Yeah, and
Black
the American
Friday.
way is to get you to blow money, and there's no real sale on Black Friday. People be killing themselves for the 10 TVs that be $200 when they're going to be $200 in 2 weeks. Can you wait 2 weeks?
That's probably true.
So, budget wisely. Tip 4. All right. This is a good one. This is directly for you for sure. Take breaks. When you're with your family, even a short walk or a few minutes of deep breathing away from everybody can rejuvenate you. Thoughts?
Yeah, I take car drives.
You do? You'll like just leave the house?
I'm like, I'm going to the store real quick.
I do that too. I definitely do that. I definitely be like, I got to go to 7-Eleven. Like, let me get out of here. Yeah.
And my nephews always hop in the car with me. I'll be like, I'm going to the store. They be like, because they know I'm just going to go like do whatever, and we'll end up somewhere at the arcade or something. But it's like, and again, it's family dynamics, and it's knowing. I think that one of the things that people don't anticipate is overstimulation.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And because my day-to-day is not all of this stimulation from different people and having to have all these conversations, and I like my space, that in the middle of being, and it depends on how long you're going to be there, right?
Yes.
You can get overstimulated very quickly, and you'll know when you're getting overstimulated because your attention span gets shorter. You're becoming more agitated, more frustrated, probably more sleepy.
Yeah.
Because your body is saying it's too much coming in, and if you ignore it and continue to push past it, you push into that place where I can snap or get, snappy with somebody really quick because I wasn't paying attention to what my body was saying. So you have to know that if I'm becoming overstimulated, it's okay to take a break.
It is.
In whatever way that break looks for you. Take a walk, take a drive, just step out for a little bit. Know when you need your own time so that you can reset.
Yeah, I encourage you to take as many breaks as possible, because people won't want you to take a break. They'll be like, where are you going? Like, no, I'm leaving. Like, leave me alone and let me do what I need to do. So, all right.
Yeah.
Number 5, if you have people around you, you need to delegate tasks. So, for example, if you have a family, one family member may be responsible for X, another may be for Y. Rely on those people. Don't do things all by yourself. Thoughts?
I hear what you're saying.
But you gonna want to do it yourself.
Well, it depends on what it is, right? And people are just disappointing.
You can't say, but you need to just be aware that you might be disappointed. But that's a part of your setting expectation to know that it may not be done to your standard.
And prepare, because I know I remember one year I was so mad at my sister because we had planned this huge surprise birthday party for my mom.
Okay.
And I delegated. I said, okay, you're responsible for this. It's 4 of us.
Which sister?
I only have one sister, Brianna.
I didn't know. You said 4 of us, so I didn't know. I know your sister.
And this is supposed to be
I know your sister. Like, I know her. So I'm going to DM her this video.
Oh, she knows. Okay?
What?
She knows. Because anytime, and again, know yourself, right? Because they were so used to me taking the lead on everything.
Yeah.
Right? So when I finally say, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. When it came time for all of us to show our part, show our work, I was the only one who did work. And I said, you know what? Never again, right? So definitely yes, delegate, but also be prepared. If people don't come through, what will my backup be?
I don't even, look, you got to just let people meet you where they are. You got to set up yourself to be disappointed also.
Yeah.
But if you set yourself up that way, you might be pleasantly surprised also. You might be.
Very true.
So you got to do that. Like,
give
people the space to surprise you
surprised.
Also. Yeah, give them space to surprise you. All right.
I was surprised today.
Next one.
I was surprised.
In what?
I was surprised today.
What happened today?
Don't worry about it.
We'll talk offline.
I was surprised. Just know. I walked in today and I was surprised.
Why? We're going to talk after this. All right. Number 6, stay healthy. Maintain your routine as much as possible, even if it requires you to leave to exercise or to go to bed earlier than others.
Yes, don't break your routines and it's hard because people are going to be traveling, you're going to be on planes. But if you've been exercising all the way up to Thanksgiving, find 30 minutes to walk. Find 30 minutes to do some type of exercise because your body is, one, craving it.
Correct.
And if you take a whole week off, when you come back,
it's going to feel like a month.
It's breaking the habit.
Yeah. Right?
So even if you don't get all 5 days in, if you get 3 days in, that'll still keep your mind and body programmed to whatever that habit was. And that's what happened. Most people are doing good up until the holidays, and you take that break, and it's the break that breaks the habit.
Of course. And then it's so much harder to get back into the habit. That's the difficult part.
So as much as possible. So today, what is your workout going to be?
Yeah.
And most times, unfortunately, it's first thing in the morning. If you knock it out first thing in the morning,
yeah,
before the kids are up, before people are asking you to do stuff, that's going to be the best time.
I completely agree with that. Completely agree. All right, next one. Down to the last three. Practice mindfulness. Have an exercise that can ground you in an urgent moment. I think we've talked about that before, like having something that you could say,
grounding,
or give yourself when you feel like, man, I might be ready to snap. Like, so what would be a tip you would give someone, maybe a tool that they can use to just kind of ground themselves quickly?
It depends. Sometimes, like, I do counting. Counting is one of my things.
Okay.
So, and this is when, and this grounding, you have to know what it is. What am I trying to accomplish, right? So counting is a mental technique, meaning that it's normally I'm trying to stop my thoughts from going negative or racing thoughts that are,
Yeah.
I'm trying to block whatever those negative thinking habits are. So counting is one. You can count from 1 to 100. You can count by tens. Me, I typically do tens. I don't know why.
Yeah, that is
It's weird. I know. I do it when I run too.
Do you need some help? What is going on? Why are you counting by tens?
When I'm running, if I count by tens, and I'll just keep resetting because I'll get to 100 and then I'll reset back to 10. It helps. I don't know.
This
why.
makes no sense.
Because it stops my mental chatter. So whatever's telling me, Brittany, stop running, this hurts.
That's fair.
All I hear is
I
10,
give you that.
20, 30, 40. And
I'm definitely not going to try that strategy, but I understand.
I bet you if you tried it, you could run.
No. I'm not. That's not what I do. It's not in my.
Why is it that I can learn from you?
I can learn from you also.
Let's just break it down.
I can learn from you also. I'm listening.
Because I feel like you don't try to learn from me.
Well, how is this possible?
Makes me feel disregarded.
I learn from you every day. What are you talking about?
How?
Are we not in a community where we talk every day?
No, we're not.
We don't talk every morning.
I talk.
Look, y'all, do not allow her to do this. She is in here trying to tell stories that are not accurate. We work in collaborative in this process, so don't let her make it seem like we don't work together on this.
We do work. Of course we work together.
And I talk also.
You do. You've done a great job.
And I tell jokes.
Month. You've done a great job this month.
I think people value the banter that you and I have. I'm just not a professional. So I can't give that now, finance, I can give professional advice, but I cannot give professional advice because the advice I might give someone will be different.
You know what we should do?
What's that? We
should have our next video and you can talk about all the things you have learned from the Daily Fix.
No, I'm not doing that. That's not my journey right now. But it's in consideration. I'll say that's in consideration. All right, next one. Number 8. I kind of alluded to this. Limit the use and oversharing on social media. Oftentimes, people want to take these pictures and share how great everything is happening at their event.
They're going to post on social media.
But you don't have to, though. You do not have to do it.
But there are people who enjoy posting. There are people who that's how they update their friends and their family about what's going on, right? So I think that the posting of it is fine.
I think that feedback loop is not healthy because you're posting waiting on someone to give you some affirmation about how great Thanksgiving was.
But you know what I think, though? You have to take into account everybody's not an influencer.
True.
There are certain people who have private accounts.
Yes.
See, this is foreign to us.
Correct.
I have total strangers who tell me about
and
what
they be telling me. Like, they be like, yo, you're out of shape today. And I'm like, what? What did I do?
There are people, like, if I wasn't who I was, I would have a private Instagram account. And the people who follow me would actually be people I know.
Correct.
My friends and my family.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So I think that if that's the case and you're posting because some people really do have actual real people.
No, you're right.
That's totally fine. I mean, that's a way that you can share in, with the people you care about.
I knew social media wasn't mine anymore. And obviously I'm not doing anything that you're doing, but when random people started commenting on random stuff, like things that weren't even the highlight of the picture or video, and they would just draw it out like, oh man, where did you get this? And I'm like, how did you even see that? I was like, these are people I don't know. Like I gotta relax.
I don't know. So it definitely depends on the person. So if social media is a safe place for you, definitely use it. If not, it's okay to be private. And don't feel pressure to post.
Yeah.
Because some people will feel pressure to post because so-and-so posting, their turkey and they got the family singing and they playing games. And you're like, oh, well, maybe I should post something. You don't have to update nobody on nothing.
But do post if you got a struggle meal, because I like to laugh. So if there's like a meal that got burnt or something that fell,
you
and
can't cook.
I can cook incredible. Like, I'm an incredible cook. What do you think I eat? Other than McDonald's, I cook. This is how I look the way I look.
I have never heard you say
because you don't want to know anything about me. You see it? Y'all get it now. You see? No, you get it now. She has never asked me. I am a culinary expert. What are you talking about? Yes, I am. Confections, all of that. I am a great cook. Okay. Me and Michael actually even talked about that when I went to his bakery place.
If you're a great cook,
yes,
then I just expect a plate.
No,
why would I not get a plate?
Because I cook for myself. Like, that's what I do. I'm an incredible cook, though.
So like a great cook. It's good?
Because everyone tells me. They be like, man, you should do more of that.
But you're cooking for yourself.
Yes, because I have to survive.
So what are you cooking for Thanksgiving?
I'm not cooking Thanksgiving, though. I'm not cooking Thanksgiving.
The point I'm trying to make.
If I go to my mom's house, they're doing it.
The point I'm trying to make here is the man don't cook.
First off, I'm a culinary expert. Matter of fact, I need to be on one of those HGTV shows where they take an amateur against a pro. I'm going to win. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Next topic. Number 9. Mm-hmm. This is a good one.
I've known you for 2 years.
That's your fault.
Actually, it's been longer than that.
It has
and
been.
You have never said
because you don't want to know anything about me. See, now we're getting to it, Daily Fix. Y'all are getting to it right now.
Or maybe you don't share information.
Daily
Vulnerability
Fix, you see
is about sharing information.
Are you saying I'm not vulnerable?
Yes.
In what way am I not vulnerable?
You don't volunteer information.
What in the hell? All right, number 9.
Mm-hmm.
Closing it out.
Got you.
Connect with a loved one that may be in need. You know when you show up to the house that someone is going through something, you're aware of that. How should you manage that situation?
I mean, I'll sit down and talk to them. How you feeling? How you doing? It can be a tough place to be in because you also want to make sure that you're not taking on that person's issues.
Correct.
And some people don't know how to support the other person without it bringing down what they're doing. So you do have to have boundaries. But I think, giving someone an ear, because the holidays is not happy for a lot of people. Some people, this is the anniversaries of losing loved ones, right? Or this is the first holiday without that person.
Yeah.
So there will be people, no matter what family you're in, there's going to be somebody who's going through something, and always offer to be a listening ear, but make sure that you have boundaries. And if you feel like you're getting sucked into that emotion or it's affecting your emotional stability, you got to know when to draw back, right?
Okay.
Sometimes for me, just being who I am, I don't always necessarily sit down and say, let's talk about it. I'll say, let's go bowling. Yeah. Let's go have fun. Let's go do something. So I'll try to do something that gets their minds off of it to where they can just enjoy the moment. And we can have fun together versus going into the negative emotion, especially like at a family
gathering. Yeah. No, I get that. And then the last one to close out our Monday session of the Daily Fix. Lead with gratitude. Be grateful that you're able to have this moment, this time. It could be stressful. Yeah. People could be asking for money. There could be a variety of things going on, but you should still be grateful that you're able to have this moment. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. Practice gratitude. Find gratefulness in all things, right?
Yeah.
Even the family members who are stressful, right? Be grateful that you have them. There are some people who have no family to celebrate with on the holidays. Be grateful for the friendships that you have. Like, this is definitely a time of year to reflect.
Yeah.
Because, the old folks say, we didn't have to make it here. We didn't have to make it here, but we're here, right?
We're here.
And so we're going to be grateful for that and make sure that you are vocal about your gratitude. I think this is a good time of year to actually tell people that you are grateful for them in whatever way, in whatever capacity that they show up for you.
Agreed. Agreed.
Because sometimes people feel like other people don't acknowledge, what they do for them. So this is a good time to be vocal about that.
And last thing I'd say, when are we going to have our me versus you cooking competition? This is going to be one of the easiest wins I'll ever have. And you could pick the dish. whatever your best dish is.
Why would I have a cooking competition?
Because you claim I'm not an expert culinary chef.
I said I don't believe you because
so we need to compete then. Look, y'all, Brittany don't be believing anything. At one point, she was like, she was doing pull-ups. She didn't believe I could do pull-ups. She was doing push-ups. She didn't believe I could do push-ups.
You know what? I didn't believe it.
Look, she didn't believe anything.
You know why I didn't believe it? Because I was like, there's no way I work out every day and I can't do a pull-up. I was like, how many pull-ups you do? Why can you do more pull-ups than me?
Y'all see how this goes? So now that she finds out something new, I need to compete with her. That's just what's going to happen.
No, it's okay.
Look, that's the Monday session.
I have nothing to prove.
Y'all will get a video again tomorrow.
Nothing to defend.
Thank you all for tuning in. Comment below. Comment on the YouTube. Comment below. Thank you so much.